Hi there everyone, welcome to another ORAS Wi-Fi battle. And this, I tell you, is my first ever official UBERS battle. The guy came to my stream, he was like, let's do UBERS. I was like, well, never done that before, yeah, let's give it a go. But a lot of my UBERS, while they were fully EV trained, a lot of them weren't leveled up enough to get their best moves. So, let's see how it goes. Of course, I'm going to lead off with my Darkrai here. Put to sleep anything I can. And he leads off with his Heatran. Not an Uber Pokemon, but oh well, I guess he wanted to set up with it. I go for the Dark Void, and it does connect. And that thing goes to sleep. Creepily with its eyes open. So yeah, unfortunately I don't have Nasty Plot. So I'll just have to go for Nightmare. Because I don't think Dark Pulse would do a whole lot to it. So basically I'm able to get off a load of residual damage this way. With the Nightmare doing a quarter health and the Bad Dream is doing an extra bit. Here I decide to go for the Dark Pulse, see how much it can do. And it does do a substantial amount. Lucky for me he stays asleep. And that's enough for the Nightmare to kill him off. So down goes the Heatran. And out comes Mewtwo. Now I know Mewtwo Y gets insomnia, so I'm not going for a Dark Void here. I'll go straight up for the Dark Pulse. I know these things get Aura Sphere, but with my Focus Sash I should be able to survive one. I think it does outspeed me, and goes for the Aura Sphere. Doesn't take me down to my Sash, however. Luckily my Dark Pulse is able to do over half, and I switch Darkrai back here. I figure I'll send out Lugia, should be able to sponge any Aura Spheres very, very easily. 4 times resistance and a high special defense. And that does pitiful damage. So much so that even Leftovers is able to recover it. I figure he's probably going to want to switch out here, being unable to touch me, so I decide to set up a Calm Mind. Sends out his Dark Dragon. I figure with one Calm Mind up, an unboosted Dark Pulse shouldn't be able to do too much to me. And I figure I'll go for the Aeroblast. That does just over half. And his Dark Pulse does about, what's that? 2/5? 2/5 to me. Here he realizes that ain't gonna help, so he switches out into his Groudon. Which of course is holding the red orb, so it primal reverts to Primal Groudon. Shiny Primal Groudon to be precise, which looks pretty badass. I went straight for the Aeroblast. I don't expect this to do too much damage, but surprise, surprise, it does do over half. I'm not sure whether I'll outspeed here, but I go for the Aeroblast anyway, and I do outspeed. And that is a dead Groudon. I land the crit there, not that it mattered. I am quite a fan of Lugia. Lugia was my favourite legendary Pokemon. Especially back in Pokemon Silver when that first came out. I remember seeing it and thinking, that's amazing. I haven't actually used a Lugia in forever, so being able to use one now is pretty satisfying. I can see that Arceus is grey, so I assume it is a Steel type Arceus. So I set up a Calm Mind, and that thing goes for the Perish Song, which is going to force me to switch in a couple of turns. So I figure I may as well see how much an Aeroblast would have done here. And it does a fair bit, but that was a critical hit. He goes for the Hyper Beam, and since I got 2 Calm Minds up, I don't think that's going to do very much. And it does not. Here I figure I may as well get off a bit more damage while I can. And that thing recharges. Here I have to switch out or Lugia will die, so out I go into the Darkrai. And he withdraws as well. Out comes the Hydreigon, which I should outspeed. My Dark Pulse isn't going to be very effective against it, so I have to go for the Dark Void here. I'll be able to get the residual damage from the Bad Dreams and maybe set up a Nightmare. And as long as it doesn't wake first turn, I should be in the clear. And a Nightmare plus Bad Dreams should be enough to kill this Hydreigon. And down goes the Hydreigon, and he sends out his own Darkrai. Here I figure if I could put that thing to sleep first, that'd be great, but I do miss my Dark Void and his connects. Which means I will go down to a Bad Dreams at the end of this turn. Down goes Darkrai. So here I decide to send in my own Mewtwo. I know I'll outspeed and I should be able to get a Calm Mind up, stopping that thing from being able to hurt me too bad with its Dark Pulse. I am Mega Mewtwo Y, of course, a much badass looking Mewtwo. I get the Calm Mind up. And he must have forgot or something, because he goes for Dark Void when Mega Mewtwo Y has Insomnia. So bad for him, he goes down to an Aura Sphere. He was surprisingly not holding the Focus Sash. I do wonder what he was holding. So out comes the Arceus again, but I should be able to kill that easily with an Aura Sphere, considering it is a Steel type. And he sends back out his own Mewtwo. I would have liked to have gone for Psy Strike here, but I was not leveled up enough to have the move. I just go for the plain old Psychic, which is enough to take down that Mewtwo. And that was my first ever UBERS battle, and it went quite well. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed.